Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it. Ow!
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward. We strive to be more, stay strong and be focused. Start a while, we make choices, live or die. Take over starts at the root, and the truth may be hard to swallow. Step one, self-love above anything else, and life, peace, and happiness.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and thank you for tuning in to At the Root of It. On um, today's show is a show that is really dear to my heart, and I know that I say that with all of my shows, but Betrayal, I've been hemming and hawing about touching on the subject of betrayal and the effects that it has on you as a person because it's a very sensitive subject in my life, and I didn't know if I was really ready to embark on this subject because I didn't really know if I wanted to actually dig um, into my skeleton closet and feel emotions that you know I know now that I'm healed from, but I know that many people may suffer from it. And so we wanted to get to the root of it. And, forgive me if I'm just like, it's really not one of those hype shows. It's really one of those shows where I hope that someone takes something from this show tonight. I also want to start and put my disclaimer right now because the title of today's show is Betrayal and what it does to the mindset and our behaviors. And I made sure that the title said that instead of like psychological or anything like that because my disclaimer, like every week, is that I'm not a clinical doctor. This is just my opinions and the things that help me get over this particular subject. I will also embark on a couple of stories of different betrayals in my life, and maybe you guys can actually relate to them. I even actually spoke to one of my friends, one of the people that betrayed me a while back, a couple of years ago, because I was told that I needed to write a book and to not leave anything out. And so when I was told that, I called her and I let her know that that's a part of my story. And if I was told to leave nothing out, then I just wanted to make sure that she knew that it was going to be talked about. And she advised me that she understands totally and it is my story to tell. So to get into depth with it, good evening, everybody. Let me see who's here today. Let me see before we go on to it. Let me see who's here. Say hello. Good evening. Good evening. But at any rate, I'll keep going and we'll talk. So, um, betrayal. Betrayal is can come from many forms, many different people. Sorry, many different people. It can come from family members. It can come from close friends. It can come, hey Nikki, and it can come from lovers. Okay, and the thing is that because it's from different people, what was revealed to me, what God revealed to me, is that regardless of who it comes from, whether it's friend, family, or lover, or even foe, okay, so it's four, right? The same result still happens, and that is the anger, the disappointment, and the hurt that comes after the betrayal. It doesn't matter who did it. It's if you felt that that person was your friend, and it should be an unspoken rule on what not to do and what to do when you call yourself a friend. Um, even yes, and even at work, D. Hi D, hi Nardise, hi Natifa, hi Nikki, hi Tanj. Um, but no matter what happens or who it comes from, the emotions and the feelings that you experience after the betrayal is still the same. So, one of the things that I looked up, and it was on relationalrecovery.com. So it talks about betrayal trauma, and it says that betrayal trauma makes you feel like you are losing your mind. As if that is not enough, when betrayal occurs, your brain begins to operate in a different way. So I just want to stop there. I'm going to go on to continue. So anybody who has ever been betrayed, now that somebody that was close to you, that you love dear, betrayed you. Now, how are you viewing people? If someone that loves you so much could betray you, then someone that doesn't even know you could do you even dirtier. So now you're walking through life, and now you have this particular mindset or eyesight in which you view people. And you're saying, well, I'm right to feel this way because the person that was so close to me was able to do me so dirty. What makes you different? We have to learn how to differentiate and to not to project what others have done to us on other people. So it also says, so now your mindset is different. Now everything is different. Now before, it's like you were once so innocent, right? Everything was cotton candies and you skipping through the tulips and everything is fine until that one moment when someone has done you so wrong that changes your mindset, that changes how you view people, places, and things. So we want to know what happens to the mindset. What do y'all do? Do y'all change how y'all talk to people? Do you change your love language? Do you get bitter? Do you stop doing the things that you used to do? Do you do you go from betrayed to the betrayer? See, because we have to be mindful that when these things happen, it's like something clicks on the inside of us, and it will determine how we will proceed through our life and how we will treat people, what categories we will put people in. I know for me, when my betrayal was that my best friend married my daughter's father. Now that's deep, and I don't know if anybody has gone through that. No, I know that people have gone through that. I know I'm not the only person that has actually gone through that. Um, and the one thing about that betrayal is that it involved my whole family. So it wasn't like it was just me that got the hit. My brother got the hit, my whole family, because that was my best friend. And, you know, I believe that God walked me through it a different way. He told me that I had to forgive quickly, and that I couldn't hold a grudge. But the thing is, I actually still did hold a grudge. And on top of that, I made confessions, and I've said this in earlier shows as well. I made confessions out of my mouth stating that I would never love my daughter's father, or love anyone the way that I love that man, because of the deception, and the betrayal. That's a massive betrayal. Like, that's a heartless betrayal. So what that did to me is that it changed my mindset about men. Um, it made me kind of like into a dog, because when you find out that somebody that you love so much, that you thought that you was going to spend your life with, you had a baby, you both grew up with both y'all parents in the same household, so you feel like everything is going to be everything, and it doesn't turn out that way. So now it's like, I'm going to get you before you can get me. I'm going to do the things, um, Yes, Dee, and let me put up comments as well because we have our peoples here today. And Dee says that it hits different when it's someone that close, and it does because those are people who know your secrets. Those are people who know your innermost thoughts, your insecurities, your dreams, your aspirations. That's when you say that somebody is your best friend. That means that you it's a level of secrecy or a level of confidentiality that you hold with that person. And then you get with the person's man. So now you're telling all her business, right? So, everything. And I'm not saying that I was right in the situation either, because we also got to take accountability for our position in the betrayal. Now, some people may not think that they have a reason or they have a part in betrayal because they're the one that's betrayed. But we always got to remember that an action causes a reaction. So if someone did something to you, did you perpetuate it? And I'm not saying that that's the case in all cases, but just saying that everybody's situation is totally different. So only you guys know if you need to take accountability in that as well. But that's not to take away from the fact of the betrayal. So let's get down to some facts, though, okay? Now, in 2021, I am now free. And I didn't realize that I was closed off from love and from allowing myself to even grow. This is how deep betrayal gets, that you can get stuck in a mindset. Because when somebody does something so wrong to you in a form of betrayal, now it's like, what's wrong with me? Now you're looking at yourself when it's really them because they have poor character, morals, and integrity because they're not thinking of you. Those are narcissistic people who don't think about the other person. When there's just no concern about who you might be hurting. Um, it's just really bad. So betrayal trauma makes you feel like you are losing your mind. As if that is not enough, when betrayal occurs, your brain begins to operate in a different way. The fear center fires up and stays fired up. So that is why you're continually angry when a thought crosses your mind, when there's a memory of the person that betrayed you. That's why the anger still stays, right? Because it stays fired up, creating a hypervigilance, restlessness, anxiety, and a sense of being perpetually on guard. So now, I'm God. What type of life is that? What type of life is that to live? And why are you giving your power to someone who evidently does not care for you? So now, not only did they betray you and they hurt you to the core of your heart, but now they stopped you from living a prosperous life, a happy life, a lovable life because of what they did while they lived their life. It's not fair. And if once you start looking at it from that aspect, that this person is still living their life while I'm stuck in misery, we have to find out a way to get out of that misery and to stop giving our power away, because some people hurt us on purpose. Some people do things intentionally to hurt us. And those people, you reap what you sow. That's biblical. You reap what you sow. You may not get it right this second, but you will get it. You will. So be mindful, especially and don't become, if you're the betrayer, if you're the betrayed rather, don't become the betrayer, because you know what that feeling feels like. Like, if anything, allow it to make you understand that that's a feeling that I would never want to invoke in another person, because I wouldn't want to break somebody down like that. When you're mindful of how you treat others, I believe that others will be mindful on how they treat you. And if they're not, then it's time to shift and change your circle. That doesn't mean that I just lost my train of thought because I'm like, shift and change your circle. I think that's what just really resonated in my spirit just now, in my shana now. Like, shift and change your circle. Do everything different. Find out your faults in that and change it for the next. Don't suppress your anger, suppress your hurt, suppress or deny that you felt this particular hurt to your core. You're not alone. You're not alone. I also want to read something else to you guys. And it's so crazy. It's really so crazy. So I looked up I looked up how a betrayer, why they betray. You know, I wanted to see like if there was some answers online about why people betray people, because some people are just nasty, mean spirited. Now I can give you the spiritual aspect of why people betray people, because Judas betrayed Jesus, and Judas, it was meant for him. It was written for him to do it. So, have we ever thought that the people that betrayed us in our life may have been there? It may have been something that was supposed to happen for something greater to come out of it. Um, it's not fair, but no one said that this road will actually be easy. Let's see what Nardi said. Nardi said, the effects of betrayal can also show up shortly after the trauma and persist in adulthood. The signs can be trouble recognizing expressing emotions, depression, and last but not least, mental health issues. I'm going to stay on that right there. And I want to go through, yes, it was the Judas purpose. You understand what I mean? Some people have the Judas purpose. It's not fun going through it, but Jesus rose with all power. You know what I mean? So he won. Anywho, he won. But trouble recognizing and expressing emotions. I think I suffer with that. I can talk about literally everything except for my deepest feelings. I'm very scared to reveal my heart to people because I spoke about my daughter's father and my ex best friend, but then there has been other betrayals throughout my 20 years up until 2021 that it seemed like betrayal followed me. It felt like everybody and anybody that could do me dirty did. And I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand why. And all I could hear my grandmother saying, Shannon, forgive quickly. Shannon, forgive quickly. And I'm sitting there trying to understand, why do I have to be the one to forgive quickly while these people continue to do me dirty? And that's not my heart. That's not what my heart is. My heart is to love. And it also revealed that I was so low vibrational that the people that was betraying me was beneath where I needed to be in to begin with. See, a lot of times we don't want to accept that we chose wrong, you know, that we um that we chose wrong. Do I think I manifested what? D Because I think that it all I never expected people to betray me. It just happened because if I expected people to betray me, and these are all females, like I had problem with men, but I still trusted and believed in my female friends. Like I didn't allow that to stop me from being friendly so that I can have friends. So I wasn't expecting any of it at all. I was expecting people to be like me, because my mom would say to me that I'm loyal to a fault. That even when I'm supposed to give up, I still don't, because my hope is that you'll see the light. So I don't want to give up on people. I want people to change. I want to change. If it's me, Lord, change me. So that's always my prayer. So I don't, I never expected anybody to betray me. Never. Never. Even after that initial betrayal, I was still shocked that it was still going on. Like, what did I do? Like, what really did I do? But I remember in college, I had to write a paper on, it was in my Christianity class, one of my electives, and I had to write about why does bad things happen to good people, and it's because you can't, as the Bible would say, you can't have good without the bad. Right. All right, D. I see you. No. One of the things is this though. People will never treat you the way that you treat them because we're all individuals with individual mindsets, and we can't expect people to treat us like that. That's why God said what he said. Like when we do things for people, right? And this is just one example. When we do things for people, never expect nothing back because he'll give it to you. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't want you to expect the same back, especially with the matter of your heart. He may give you more than what you gave because of the circumstances, because of what you had left, because of your heart posture. So it's so many different things. We know we can't expect people to treat us the same that we treat them, but we shouldn't stop treating people the way we treat them because we may be called to do that, they may not be called to do that, and we have to stop comparing. Well, why does he get to be free? Because remember, that was one of the questions. Why do I always have to forgive and keep going while people continuously do me dirty? And it's like, what for? But I also know without a shadow of a doubt that I was really in a very low vibrational space. And you gotta self check, what headspace are you guys in? You gotta know that when you're in a down or a negative headspace, a lot of negativity happens. Now, mind you, I just said that, but I'm about to contradict it because I try on a daily basis to keep a positive outlook. I'm very optimistic. I get mad at pessimists. I get mad at people who look at everything as half full. As they fussy, they contentious to me. You know what I mean? You when you look for the good, it gives you hope for more. It has hope for greater. You know. Now this is what you call it. Okay, the signs that can be well. Let me go back. See, look, I so listen. So now let me say, okay, so this is where we project and we look. I'm just going, the effects of betrayal can also show up shortly after the trauma. Not even shortly, because it showed up for 20 years for me. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, shortly after the trauma. So now I'm sitting there thinking that everybody is grimy. Everybody is a dog. Even now, like I'm just getting comfortable to say, okay, well, maybe they're not like that. Because the people that I thought that was not like that turned out to be like that. While I'm fighting for you, you're fighting against me. That's betrayal. When I have nothing but good intentions towards you and want nothing but the best, and all you do is just downplay me and negative talk me and verbally abuse and make sure that you inflict pain on somebody. That's malicious, and it's crazy. Now, the signs can be trouble recognizing and expressing emotions. So, with that being said, let me try to get an example of that. like I said, I'm one that can't. I'm not good with expressing my true emotions, and that's relational. That's not in friendships because you can all ask my friends. They know that I can express myself. But as far as relational, is because I've been attacked in that area for most of my adult life. So um, I don't have trust in people. So I do project that towards people, and I think I may run people away because of that. But it says, what does betrayal do to a person? They can be traumatized and cause considerable distress. The effects of betrayal include shock, loss, and grief, morbid preoccupation. That's when you get into your drugs and the alcohol, and you sit there and you try to self medicate so that you do not feel the betrayal. You try to mask it. My mask was sex. Other people's could have been alcohol, could have been drugs. You know what I mean? Damaged self esteem. I had damaged self esteem. When that happened to me, I began to love myself not at all. I didn't love myself at all. I couldn't because I felt like if he can't love me, evidently I'm not lovable. But that's a lie from the pit. And if anybody feels like that, it's a lie from the pit. You are lovable. People are just nasty and don't care. But you know, people get their just reward. Damaged self-esteem, self-doubting. That means you are overthinker. Oh my goodness, you'll overthink everything because you're just scared to make the wrong move. You're scared because every time you're gun shy, right? Um, Anger, and not infrequently they produce life-altering changes. So now people don't even want to. They don't even want to get in relationships anymore because they thought that the person that they were with was the one, and because come to find out they weren't the one, and how it ended, it was a bitter ending. It was this, it was that. So now we lock ourselves in this emotional cage where we want to get out, but we're so scared. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, joy, and a sound mind. And if we really want to be healed, we need to meditate on those things that will bring us healing. We cannot expect God to do or things to change because I'm not expressing, I'm not pushing my beliefs on anybody, but I'm just telling you what worked for me. Um, but you can't push it under the rug continuously and desire growth in your life. You cannot. You have to dig it up from the root. And I believe that this is a breakthrough for me because I thought I was so scared to do this particular subject. I was so scared because I thought that I wasn't healed. I hemmed and hawed for 2 months. I was supposed to do this the end of January. I kept saying, we're going to go through betrayal, and then I will find another subject to talk about other than betrayal because I wasn't ready to expose that part of me. But I know that other people have gone through it. And guess what? I don't have any animosity towards my daughter's father. At the end of it, God rest his soul. But at the end of it, um, we actually became friends towards the end of his life. And me and my ex best friend, no, we don't talk daily. Um, we don't talk monthly. We don't talk like that. We're not close. But if something happens, we do talk via text, and that's fine because my heart has forgiven. I have let the burden go. I can't allow people, places, and things to dictate my happiness. Not another day. I cannot allow people and their immorality, their poor character, and no integrity having people to stop me from my happiness because they didn't think that highly of me. And I'm not going to allow them to give me negative self talk to myself because of their nasty deeds. We need to release the people because guess what, guys? This is actual factual. They are living their lives. They're not worried about you. They wasn't worried about me, and they're not worried about you. So what is best is to find your happy place. You know, in church today, and even though I'm still in New York, I watch my church service on church, on line. And God's no is protection half the time. We don't understand why things suddenly end or why he could have been giving you sign after sign after sign that this is not it. And then something drastic has to happen because it's not it. Because God sees the matter of people's hearts. You see what you want to see, but God sees the intent and the motive behind people. And he'll say no. And in that no, betrayal may happen. In that no, your heart may be broken. In that no, you may lose some people. Not you may, you will lose some people. But at the end of the day, it is only for your betterment. I realized that when that happened, that no was protection. When when all of that went down and I was betrayed, it was protection for me and my daughter. My daughter didn't have to see or go through a lot of stuff in her younger years pertaining to her father because I separated it. I, it was a no when she was 2. When everything was said and done, she was 2, and it was a no. And it stayed a no. And then over the years, it was revealed why it was a no. I want y'all to catch that because you'll be sitting there. Just think back, and maybe y'all can take a tally. Just think back. Think about a guy or a girl that you used to like, and they wasn't into you, and you was just so heartbroken because they wasn't into you, and then years later you see them and you say, "Oh my goodness, I dodged a bullet." Like this, you understand what I mean? That no is for your protection. Don't get mad at the no. Don't get mad at the no. So Nardish, you said something else. What you say, Mama? This is how you forgive your betrayer. 1, peace into the presence. Oh, I got that. I got that. I was going to that. I have that actually because but let's read it. Whether you realize it or not, if you hold on to resentment, you're living in the past where all the hurt unfolded. Flip your focus from others to yourself. Take responsibility for your feelings. Stop looking to feel slighted. Oh, that's a good one. And apply a loving lens. That is awesome. I love that. Stop looking slighted, looking to feel slighted. I needed that. That was good for me because I be looking for people to betray me. I'm like, now that makes sense, D. I think that's now more than anything. Like, I know somebody gonna do me dirty because this is just what I've been used to. But my confession has changed. I think I had to come home actually to be around my mother, my father, and my brother, and all my family, my friends. They ones, people that really actually know me for me to change my perspective. Not everybody is out to get me, and I don't need to allow everybody in my energy. And if I'm gonna allow people in my energy, I gotta trust and believe that they're there for the good. Now, I'm not gonna be naive, but I'm also not going to project my wounds onto people any longer. Now I'll probably be tested tomorrow on this, okay? And I might just fail because it's new, but I'm gonna keep going because I don't want to. My heart right now is light as a feather. It really is. It's light as a feather, and it's because I it's because I just refuse to allow anybody to steal my joy anymore. I can't keep giving my power away and wonder why I'm weak. I'm gonna say that again. I can't keep giving my power away and wondering why I'm weak. I give my power to people and people just take it and go and I'm left desolate. Nah, you can't get that no more. You can't. And those are those boundaries that you have to set. So, there's this. It says, effects of betrayal, distress. This is from changingminds.org. Okay, distress. The most immediate effect of the betrayal of trust is in the emotional impact on the person betrayed. Generally speaking, the greater the trust that you had put in the other person, and the greater the impact their betrayal has on you, then the greater the distress you will feel. Me personally, I think that you still feel the same type of distress from whether it's a friend, family member, or a lover. And the reason why I say, or your husband or wife, and the only reason why I say that is because you still feel the same emotions. You still feel anger. You still feel let down, disappointed, hurt to your core. Those are emotions that everybody feels. Um, a number of different emotions may be felt upon realizing you have been betrayed. The most common is anger, although depending on the situation, you might fear the loss of the relationship and repulsion at the lack of integrity of the other person. I believe that I feel repulsion. repulsion. Um, and I didn't fear the loss of the relationship, but I sure enough had anger. Baby, believe me, I sure did. Okay. The next one is loss of trust. When you are betrayed by someone, it is highly likely that you will not easily trust them again, them or anyone else. I want to just add that, and the reason being is because you may be able to trust somebody, but nah, I still got my eye on you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just if we're being honest here, okay? Um, Trust is fragile and can be lost instantly, or there is hysteresis, whereby a long earned trust may be eroded and then suddenly lost. I also think that when trust is lost, people put new people coming into their lives through unnecessary things. I think that they put them through all of these tests, and it's not even, I believe it's not even consciously. I think it's really subconsciously. It's like, now because I'm not going to let you get close, and then it's justice, right? It's when a person feels that they have been betrayed, they may well seek some form of justice, putting right and what they feel has been wrong, including their sensibilities. Now, this is what you said. Okay, so this is how you can also forgive your betrayer. So it says from HuffPost.com. Um, I think now I did, but back then I didn't. And no, I was still shocked with the betrayals. Like maybe because I was side eyeing them. Like, I don't know if I could trust you as far as I can throw you. You know what I mean? Like I know I was side eyeing a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because everything wasn't smelling hunky dory. You feel me? But that's also discernment too, because I wasn't far off with a lot of the stuff. Some things I was off, and some things because I was projecting it, and some things I was right on target. And so let's get. So it says betrayal leaves us at a fork in the road. We can choose to act in ways that either favor or impede personal growth. We can become stuck in a bad moment forever, or we can put it behind us for good, unconsciously. Possibly. Possibly, D. Now, I'm going to say that again. We can become stuck in a bad moment forever, or we can put it behind us for good. We decide our path. So, the first thing that we can do is erase the imprints of betrayal. The wounds of betrayal can be so submerged in our subconscious mind that they might be difficult to extract. Meditation can help to reach the root of former deception and jumpstart the healing process. I recommend quietly meditating for a few minutes each day, digging into the contents of your brain and wiping out old memories or thought patterns that keep you stagnant. So that's how you can erase the. That's how you can erase. Yeah, you can. Yeah, make a choice. I've made a choice. I told you that. I told you that the choice that I actually made was when I came here to just be. I realized that not everybody is like that, and he had to take me to my first works. You know, when I got here, I seen everybody from elementary school all the way up to college. And it just really blew my mind that it just felt natural. It felt like I haven't missed a beat, that I've been with them all these years, and that 20 years didn't just fly by. You know what I mean? And that just helped shift my mind um to see that not everybody is just out there to get me. You know what I mean? That people do love me, and I am lovable, and I'm memorable as well, because from, I mean, 5 years old all the way up to college, my friends came to visit me. And it was just an awesome feeling to know and to understand that people who know me, who don't have to see me every day, but still love me, they came to see me. Okay. So the next one is forgive. Forgiving does not mean accepting the wrong behavior of others. It means detaching from the pains, frustrations, and bitterness buried within. Forgiveness breaks us free like a ship dislodging from a dock. Life is our open sea when we pardon the past. But as long as we harbor hatred or anger against others, personal progress is stifled. Strive to forgive one person a day. So, um, like I know for me, I'll just give an example. I know for me, we take communion, right? First Sundays. And every time I take communion, my prayer before I participate is, Lord, please forgive me for anything, and I forgive everybody for everything. Like, I forgive and please forgive. I forgive and please forgive. Like, I release everything. I want my heart to be right when I do it, because I take those things very seriously. Okay. Um, so forgive. Just forgive. Um, the third one is throw betrayal away. And it says, I mean, literally, throw it away. Try this exercise. Write down on a piece of paper your worst case of betrayal. Capture the emotions, describe the terrible moment in detail, and highlight the magnitude of the event. Get it out of your system, no matter how long ago it occurred. Then fold this paper up and get rid of it in a dramatic way. You can toss it in the dumpster, throw it into the ocean, even flush it down in the toilet, burn it, whatever. Like, get it out. However you want to get it away, get it away. I'm not encouraging you to litter the streets with letters of betrayal or clog your bathroom. But I do want you to eliminate any traumatic traces by disposing of an object that holds your darkest emotions. I like that. When you write it down, like when we on Resurrection Sunday, we wrote what we suffered from, and we nailed it on the cross. You know what I mean? I mean, these are things that we do. You don't have to do it. You can do exactly like this. You know what I mean? When you write it out, but write it out in detail. Don't leave out anything. If you gotta cry while you write it out, cry, because that is a healing cry. Because as you writing it out, yes, you may be reliving it, and oh, baby, I know it's hard, but write it out. Write it out, and then, like the article says, do something dramatic. Okay. Then the fourth step is start faith slow. Your faith wasn't damaged in one day, so it can't be rebuilt in such a short time. Like a puzzle, you have to start piecing your faith back together slowly. All you have to do is be willing to rediscover faith. So you understand what I mean? You gotta slowly discover your faith. The next one is find others who have faith. You're not the only one who's been betrayed, and you're certainly not the only one who wants to regain faith in others. There are many wonderful, honest people who want to earn your trust. Surround yourself with a positive group of people on the same faithful path as you. Surround yourself with people who can encourage you and uplift you in your dark times when maybe your mind goes back to the betrayal, or um, your wound gets open, you pull the scab off, and you're bleeding a little. Go have those go-to people so that you can release it and let and proceed on. Regain faith in yourself. As a person, you have to trust in yourself. Develop a deep, unbreakable bond with your outstanding abilities and your own self vows. Make a new promise to yourself each month. Keep that promise and take small daily steps until it becomes habits. Because if you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? So that's important too. That's with self love, getting to know yourself, knowing who you are. When you know who you are, can't nobody sway you on things that you stand for. Okay. The seven is detach from people you don't trust. There's no reason to put up with people who act in bad faith. If you feel someone is not trustworthy, you don't need them in your life. Be selective about the people you bring in for your own well being. Choosing to cling to people who don't inspire faith will only lead you to distrust everyone as a whole. Walk away from those you know are not right for you. How many of us stayed in a place when we knew that this person was not good for us, but we didn't either know how to get out, or, you know, or was scared to? You have to find people. You have to detach. You have to learn how to be by yourself so that when you detach, you're not lonely. You're just alone. There's a difference. You can be alone and not lonely. You understand what I mean? Because you can be in a group full of people and still feel lonely. So catch that. All right. 8, and I took a screenshot, but I covered it. But it says 8, never forget, whether you've been betrayed or not, don't resort to betraying another. If you're unhappy in your relationship, simply move on. But do not knowingly deceive or mislead to satisfy your own ego. Revenge only perpetuates bad karma, or you reap what you sow, and traps you in a cycle of recurring action. We never want to do a tit for tat. Tit for tat doesn't do anything but bring all these things right back onto our lap 10 years later while we're doing good. All of a sudden, something happens. Boom. And it's like, what did I do? Well, this is what happened because you reap what you sow. No, you didn't get in the same fashion in which you dished it, but baby, it came back. And no, it didn't come back immediately, but it came back right at the height of your stuff. Be mindful. Just be mindful. The next number 9. Envision a future free of betrayal. It's okay to daydream. Being able to visualize an ideal future despite current drawbacks is one of the most beautiful elements of life. Imagine each day that no one will ever hurt you again. The images you create in your mind become projections of reality in the future. So be careful of the thoughts you send out into the atmosphere. What you fear most, you most attract. And if you quiet your fears, you can control what you draw in. Instead, the peaceful and harmonious thoughts you choose to portray in your mind will manifest into your reality. So basically, think of things that's good. Think of things that are lovely and high up, so that you won't bring what you are thinking about into your present future. That's what my sister keeps asking me. Like, so do you think do I think that I manifested people betraying me? Not at first. I didn't, because I never thought that they would. I didn't even know what betrayal was. I wasn't hurt to that magnitude before. So, you know, I didn't perpetuate it. I didn't make it happen. And maybe, and when I did, I probably didn't know that I had that much power to manifest it over and over in my life. So if I could say that I learned something, it's like, stop thinking on the things that is in the past. You know, you got to forget those things. And I know it's hard and it's easier said than done, but occupy yourself with things that you enjoy to do, because I'm telling you, we really have to stop giving our power to people. They don't care. They just don't care. You know, it's about them. And it goes from, once they're betrayers, you know, some of them are narcissists, some of them are manipulators, most of them are manipulators. So it all goes in, it all coincides. But I believe that all of these things still come from a hurt place. Can a betrayer betray people because they don't love themselves either, and that's why they do the things that they do with no conscience and no thought of other people? Could they not love themselves enough to think of other people? Like, we just really got to think about that. 10 is control your emotions. Your emotions can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Emotions are the essence of our existence, but when they're taken to the extreme, they can downright block our lives. We can easily become stuck in our feelings mentally and even physically. When we're depressed, we have trouble going about our daily routines, or we overreact to try and steady our feelings in order to heal from betrayal and keep it from reoccurring in the future. You have to keep your emotions in check. If you obsess over something that happened in the past, you become stuck in that moment in time. But if you can think logically and understand the need to move forward, you can indeed master your emotions. 11 is take a leap of faith. Make a decision based on pure faith. Don't overanalyze or think too much. Follow the voice of your intuition. This can be leaving a job you feel isn't right for you, moving to a new home if your gut keeps telling you to relocate, or even separating from a partner if you just know the relationship is wrong. You will see that acting on faith rather than fear fosters better decisions. I like that. 12 is trust two people unconditionally. This is good, y'all. Okay, trust two people unconditionally. While you should always be rational in your level of trust towards others, pick two people to trust without limits. They can be family members, your spouse, friends. Any two people you know would never harm you in any way. Putting your hopes in your loved ones teaches you that yes, there still exists good hearted folks you can confide in. That's what it goes with what I was saying. Like when I came out here with my mom and visit my family, it really gave me a different perspective. It allowed me to see that I am lovable. That the people that did what they did to me, they did it for whatever reason. But that reason is not my reason to stop living. That reason is not my reason to allow people to dictate how I'm going to live my life. I declare today that I'm going to be happy, that I'm going to be free to love, that I will not allow my past to dictate my future. Because at the end of the day, we are the co creators of our destiny. If we don't take ownership of our lives and say, I know that hurt me, but if I continue to think on that hurt, I'll never feel the love that I desire. If I allow that hurt to consume me, the happiness that I want so much will be so far from my grasp because I want to open my heart to allow it in because somebody broke it. We got to learn that when we see those red flags, that we pay attention to them, that we don't mishandle those God moments when He tells us no, when He says no, that person is not good for you. We say, why, Lord? Why? Because I said so. We hate it when our mothers and our fathers said, because they said so. But ultimately, we know that because we said so is because I want to protect you, and because the explanation may be too lengthy for the time being, and I don't want to go into it. But what I am saying is just do as I say. I'm telling you right. That's how God. That's what I feel like God is saying to me. Like let it go, let it go. So now I got to find two people that I trust because I'm going to exercise this. I'm also going to exercise it, and I'm going to put it in the book. I want y'all to remember that you can pre-order these books and these pens to start your healing process. I want y'all to hit me up at the root of it at Gmail at the root of it viewers at gmail.com if you guys are interested in purchasing the At the Root of It book to start your healing process. I also don't want to forget before the broadcast is over to please, 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 please go to YouTube and subscribe. Click that bell so that you'll get the notifications. Sometimes we go on sporadically. Since I've been out here in New York, I just really been enjoying my family. And we've done two like our mini home verses of R&B music that we grew up listening to, and I really feel like, we really bonded during that time. I know there was a purpose for me being here, and I'm grateful that anything that was supposed to be fulfilled while I was here, it has been fulfilled, including my healing. Like I really feel like a different person. I also want you guys to know that we do have a viewer's choice coming up. We already have the viewer's choice for May and June, but we're still looking for more topics for July through December. So please email at the root of it viewers at gmail.com. I hope that this I know I couldn't get into everything because, of course, I only have an hour, and plus, I'm not a clinical doctor. But I hope that some of you guys got something out of it. But the main thing that I really hope that you got out of it is that you can be free if you choose to. The people that betrayed you don't have to win year after year, month after month, day after day, hour after hour. You can choose today that you will no longer allow what they did to you in your past to dictate how you will move further. You can make a declaration and affirm today that I will not be bitter, that I will be better, and that I deserve the love that is coming to me. Affirm it, bring it to you, draw it to you, and quiet the negative talk. Find two people to put your trust in, complete trust. Find two people, okay? And exercise these things. And again, hit me up at the root of it. I'm telling you, I'm free. Well, I went the wrong way because I started writing backwards. I'm free on this level. I know I have many more things to go. Believe me, healing does not stop. It is a progressive thing because there's always something in you that needs to change or to heal. So no one ever arrives. Everybody always has something to learn, something to grow from, and so let's make a declaration that we will not allow our past betrayals to dictate our future. And I want to just say good night to you guys. I thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And again, please leave your comments below. Let me know if this helped you. Maybe help you identify the behaviors of maybe you really still are holding on to betrayal, or you actually did release it. Leave your comments below. Let me know your experience if you want to talk. I mean, a listening ear is a listening ear, especially if somebody went through what I've gone through. Believe me, it's not easy, but you can get through it too. I love you guys. See you next week. At the same time, not at the same back station because I'm transitioning again. I'm coming back home, y'all. But I thank y'all. Love and light to you. Have a blessed night and peace.
Come on, let's get to the root of it.
In these times that we live, we take
Good afternoon and welcome to At the Root of It. I'm Shannon and I'm here to announce again our Viewer's Choice segment or episode. We just completed our first Viewer's Choice. Shout out to Terry Haynes. She did an awesome job. Welcome, everyone. We want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to be with us. Come on, let's get to the root of it.
In these times that we live, we take strides to move forward.